Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how you make these Rio Spay swivels, the ones that you put between your shooting line and your fly line. And basically all you need to do is to go into eBay and order a bunch of these loop connectors. You buy them in 10 packs from China, the same place where Rios are made, and they cost you about $3 for 10 of them. Then you need some swivels, and I ordered a couple of them and I evaluated them, and the size 0, which is about 1.2 centimeters, or I'll show you how big they are. They're rated for 45 pounds or about 20 kilos. They are a bit too small, but as you can see, these are not general swivels that you see in the Rio Spay swivel connectors. These are ball bearing swivels, and you get these ones, a pack of these with 10 for about $3 as well. So, but you don't want to go the 0, you want to go the one size up. This is good enough in strength. They're really good quality. It's a little bit difficult to tie them in with the loop connectors. So instead, I suggest you buy the 1.5, which are these ones, 1.5 centimeters long. They're not big, but they don't weigh more than the ones you see on the original Rio Spay swivel setup. But they're ball bearing and very tight fittings, and the fittings down here is so small so that you can't get any gravel in there or sand. Well, possibly the finest sand, but then you just wash it out. So I'm going to show you how you do this. What you need is the swivel in itself, the loop connectors. They come in 30 pounds. I bought 50 pounds. You get 2 of these. They have a little plastic socket on them, and the more you pull, the tighter they get. So what do you need? You need a needle. You need a big size needle, one like this. These ones, they don't work. So I've tried them both, and it doesn't pull. Well, you can't tie in the swivel with it because it doesn't pull through the loop inside. I will show you why. And then if you want to, it's not necessary, but also some Liquisol. The first thing you do, you take a piece of thread or a spectral line or whatever, and you pull that through your loop, because you want to be able to push this little plastic connector here, and you want to be able to pull it back. If you don't have this thread sitting here, you can't pull it back, because this one expands when you push it and it contracts when you pull it. So we're going to pull this one up a bit. Actually, we're going to pull it off completely. And I will show you. This one is about 3 centimeters long. We'll cut it in 2 pieces. And we take half of it and we put it back. Now you see why it's tricky. So now it's good to have this thread here. I'll run it down so it's sitting here on top. The first part here is already glued in, it sits really firmly. Next thing we're going to do is to take the swivel and we put that on to the end of the line. It runs down there. Now if you have one of these big needles, then you will find that it's much easier also to get this through the eyelet of the needle. I'd like to make mine short, so I'm going to give it this much space. So I have about, here you can see, that's about 3 centimeters. Same length as the tube I showed you in the beginning. Then you stick it through here in the middle. You find your way so that you get the same number of, well, approximately, if you stick it in the middle, the same number of nylon threads on each side. And this is why it's good to have a big needle now, because it forces it to open up, which the smaller needle didn't do. Now I just need to get it all the way through. And we're going to tie in this with what's referred to as the end part of making a Tanakara loop. Here you want to put it tight. So you can see here, I pull it as tight as possible. Well, not hard, but tight. And I take the needle, I go up about 3 millimeters. And I run it in again, the same way as before, in the middle. And you can see how this forms a very, very nice little loop, well, like braided system. And then I run it one last time. So that's 5 times through. Well, now I can release the needle, and this is ready to go fish with. Now I'm going to do a little bit of fine tuning, and I'll show you why I used to move the tube up. But the more I pull now on this, the harder it sits. At this point, when you've gotten this far, then you don't want to cut the tag too close, because it's going to wind and find its way back. So what you do is that you cut the tag about there. So now you have something that looks like this. Let's try to get it in focus. And this will not let go. But for the sake of it, to avoid that this tag slips back, and to get it a little bit stiffer at the end, then I'm going to take my small needle now, and then I put some Liquisol. And the Liquisol, I don't want it to be down there, because this part down here, on this section here, it's actually supposed to be possible to move freely, because as you pull, then it locks itself. And when it's no force on it, then it's more freely moving. But so we put the Liquisol right here. The good thing with the Liquisol here is that it also can assist you in keeping all the threads together. Well, another way of doing it is to slip it just right across. So now I pull a bit, and here you go. Now, what about the other plastic piece? This one. Well, this is intended to be able to slip it across this when you have your fly line attached there. So I'm going to put it back. So now we used both parts. So this one can still be used for that purpose, just by sliding it up and tighten down this loop a little bit towards your fly line. So now we just need to do the same thing on the other side, and you have your Rio Spay anti-twist shooting line swivels made for 1/10 or 1/100 of the price that you pay for them in the shop. And yours come with ball bearings, which the ones that are sold to you don't. Here we are on to the second one. Five times is actually the optimal number for 3 centimeters. If you are running up or wants to make a larger one, then you can use 15 times, but you can't fit them tighter. Now I just need to remember not to cut it too close. This liquid sole, when you put it on the tag end, it actually works also as a stopper to prevent it from slipping through under tension. And since I have the line here, it's easy to move it. I'll just put it like that. But that's it. So you can see, this is an improved version of the Rio Spay anti-twist shooting line swivel setup. Now we have it here. I'm going to take a look. And this entire setup weighs 0.76 gram. That is 0.027 ounce. And it spins like crazy. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. And Happy New Year.